Good afternoon. Welcome to Mastiki Patshala. And let's continue art as a tool. Today, I think I might conclude today. It was a very long session with respect to art and tools and how to use art as a tool to reflect and to see different things through different perspective. Did you guys explore anything with respect to art and with children? Um, Sanjana, if you're talking, you're on mute.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So anybody explored anything, any areas, be it emotions or work or I've been seeing Chetan, implementing, bringing out his frustration and happiness, and he's getting that, all the moods on the sketches and drawings what he's been doing.
Earlier, I used to use brown for tree trunk, green for leaves. Now I've added colors to them.
It's your tree, you can do whatever you want.
That is the only improvement I see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let me start sharing the screen.
I was doing from 2 days from last midnight.
Okay.
I started doing this.
Mandala.
Yeah, thought of trying this, and it was 2 rounds was done in the midnight. And Asini also did. She asked me to circle and give me, so she did the pastel colors. Okay, but when she got to sleep, she did not allow me to do it for whole day. Yesterday, I completed this in the late evening.
Okay, nice.
But I learned the patience out of it, and even Hasini could get attracted with that, and even
Okay,
she started doing with me.
be with it for some time.
Yes, yes.
Just a quick recap. We were just talking about art and where all can we include art as a tool. So I think we explored how to use art as a tool to express emotions, ideas, and probably little bit of dream we discussed. I think, right? So expressing emotions, it could be anger, it could be any kind of emotion. This is one tool which is like directly used to express, which is actually an inborn skill. We are all are having, but it's sadly not being nurtured. And this was something we discussed above annoyance heart. I still did not get what heart we did after the problem was solved. He had the space, the rest of the things what was put out on the right side of the list. So he had space for cycling, he had space for, there were mountains and he was climbing and all those things had come in. I also remember one of my friends. He was in US, and he was really homesick and missing a lot of things and had challenges and all that. I kind of did the same thing with him as well. I asked him to draw his annoyance heart, but then there was revelations when he did. I mean, of course, there is different time zones, right? So when I woke up, I opened my eyes and I got to see whatever, he just could not confine whatever was running in his, that emotional gush, what was running, he could not just fit into that heart. But then there were a lot of revelations he could, and he acknowledged that he got a lot of clarity. So this is something you can anytime explore and see. Yes, of course, we spoke about that imaginary box we put for ourselves, and yeah, we also did a dot art, right? Hi, Sunita.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Hello.
So here, let's just start the session with, a little bit of lines, what you guys have been exploring. The same thing, I'm just going to connect it with some words now. What you can do is take your white sheets, and probably you can divide the sheet into, maybe you can draw like around 9 to 12 boxes. You can either draw boxes like, square boxes, or you can make a partition like, the horizontal boxes. Anything, whichever you feel comfortable, you can do. From I think 12 would be good enough in one white sheet. So just divide them like that. And as I call out a particular word, the first instinct, what whatever comes to your mind, show that word with the line. You're not sitting and drawing and visualizing objects. Nothing. It's only through lines. For example, I would say joy. The minute I say joy, just scribble with whatever action your hand wants to do. Just scribble it off. Okay. All are ready with
No, 1 second. How many boxes?
around 12 boxes in one sheet should be okay. So either you draw 12 boxes like that, or you can just put lines like this and maybe divide. 10 to 12 should be okay in one sheet. Ready?
You want only in the form of lines, correct?
Yes. So
That lines can be anyhow.
anyhow, whatever your intuition, whatever your hand guides you to do, just follow that. Don't get into the thinking mode, like how will I draw this, how will I express this, how will like, for some, if I say love, some would just draw the hearts. So don't get into drawing any forms, just the line. Just enjoy the line, just a free flow line. You just go around drawing lines inside that particular box. If you want, you can write the name of the emotion also, what I'm going to say. You can write the name of the emotion, and so that you get connected with the word, and you are just expressing it with the lines. Okay. So shall I call out?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tired. Tired.
ಇಲ್ಲ.
Hungry. Hungry. Stress. Press. Sleepy. Sleepy. Frustrated. Frustrated. Happy. Happy. Hi, Chetan. If you have joined now, are you along with Purna or you're joined in some?
I joined separately.
Yeah. So what we are doing, I'm just calling out some words, and whatever intuitively you feel like drawing, you're just expressing that word only through lines. You're not thinking, and you're not some shapes or forms or some objects. You're just expressing it, expressing the emotion with lines. Okay, I'm just
Okay, the emotions with lines.
words. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just divide your paper into 10 to 12 boxes, or whether
Okay.
horizontal or vertical boxes. And you can just
Okay.
inside that. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so I think I finished happy. I finished. Okay, good. Good. Energetic. Energy. Energetic. Calm. Calm. Depression. Depressed. Depressed. Angry. Anger. Relax. Relax. Joy. Joy. Power. Power. Mm, Femininity.
Sorry, what was that last one?
Femininity. Feminine. What did I do? Okay, then well, let's do masculine also. Masculinity. I don't like that is a word. Loneliness. Loneliness. Fear. Fear. Curiosity. Curiosity. Generosity. Generous. Generosity. Compassion. Compassion. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. And since it's a Valentine's month, I'll end it with love. Love is the last word. Done? Were you able to scribble, draw the lines? Were you able to do it?
We are
Yeah,
open students.
some of them.
Do you want to show or talk about it, or you can also share it on WhatsApp? Okay.
Some
Can't see. I think in WhatsApp would be good.
yeah.
See, the idea was to, it's like it's inborn, just like language. We take some time, the more we get exposed to, the more language we learn. Similar to that, every emotion, this art is one of the language where we can express it. Then we can drive it around, and like last session, sometime back, I told that a line is a that went for a walk. So you can just just to come back to your present, or there are different methods to uh, come back to, like when there is a lot of emotions troubling you, or just to bring back, to be grounded, you can just play around with lines. So like so many varieties you were able to do just by connecting to one single word. So this is just that I just wanted to bring it to your notice. That's the whole reason why we had this uh, activity. So yes, going forward, of course, I mentioned about this is a painting of Abhav. He drew his dreams. I think this is where we stopped the last session of exploring art as a tool, right? So now that all of you are having young kids, try to nurture this habit of recording their dreams. As soon as sometimes they wake up and they say that they had certain kind of dreams, some were scary, some were really funny and joyful and all that. Children, unlike us, like when we wake up, we have different commitments and different, we've changed our lifestyle, and there are all possibilities of forgetting the dreams. But it's very important to remember our dreams, because there are a lot of things which is happening in that theta state of mind. You could have seen some brilliant ideas, or you could have witnessed some problem solving in your dreams. Sadly, we all grew up without getting that nurtured, but then we have the opportunity to give that as a tool to our children, where you can ask them to draw whatever dream they dreamt of, and for that moment in time, you can just record what they are saying, that you can just record it in the mobile. It's very important to remember the dreams. If you just Google, you have like the research just opens up so many possibilities about how important it is to remember your dreams. Mostly all the like most of the inventors, most of the achievers and all, they have this ideas popping up in their dreams. Songwriters, their song has come in the dream. The um, what is his name, the sewing machine guy, the guy who invented the sewing machine. The Abhav kept telling me so much about, I'm not able to remember his name. He dreamt of people attacking him with a spear. Okay. They were attacking him with a spear. So he had almost done the, inventing a machine, but he was stuck where, how to put the hole in the needle. So in his dream, he saw, though it was a scary dream, he saw the sphere having a hole at the tip of the sphere. So that's where he took that idea and he implemented to put the hole in the front of the needle rather than in the back of the needle, which is like, the normal needle has it at the back. So there is a wonderful study. If you Google, you will get a lot of brilliant, funny stories, and brilliant stories you get to read. So somewhere we can nurture it through art, nurture it through recording, or just having a conversation. If you are having time, just have conversation about dreams with children. Okay. So far, anybody want to ask or say anything? Yes, I have on this slide, I have put pictures of your kids. I think the first one is Sukrut's, Sanjana, Uh, so all of this artwork, what I have put up here is there is some thoughts behind these creations. Sanjana, if you want to share, if you've had any conversation with Sukrut with regards to these artworks, you could just bring it up here and you can share with all of us.
The other day he was sad. Okay, I didn't know how to, I mean, talk to him, or didn't know how actually I can start the conversation. I just asked him if he also wish to work. I'm busy. Are you also busy with your office stuff? So I just asked, and he said yes. I should do some drawing. I should send it to office and all those things. He started with this story. By then he was sad from morning. I don't know for what reason. That time he drew this one. It is that the boy's leg is stuck between the stones. That is what he said. He didn't speak while he was drawing. Okay, he just kept on like mouse movements and all. He is not that good, but with some assistance he can do. So he drew this. After he drew this, he was like, okay. He started with playing. Somehow he want to put out what he had on mind, but he never spoke about it. uh, that is about the first one. Next one is like badam was because he normally has it in the morning. Just he didn't know what to do. He just do all this. And other thing is like, I'm painting. I'm busy. I just want to cover the canvas. That is what he said.
Okay.
That's it.
So, did you ask him any questions? Did you try to figure out what was the thought running? Yeah, sometimes, yes, it's wise to keep our mouth shut. But then sometimes to get curious, there are a lot of things which we wouldn't be knowing that would reveal it to us. So,
Like just 2 weeks back, you just suggested like we can go back to drawings and we can speak about it. But few of them, what I heard was entirely different story. Okay, while he was drawing, he said me something else, and I felt like I can't trust myself. I thought I ended the topic there. I should not get, I mean, not go into that judgment mode or something like that, and then. I just switched to some other topic and not about this drawings.
okay. That's quite common because as when they start sharing, there are strings of thoughts which keeps adding on to it, and they would not be able to stop. So just allow them to. That's how the story writers create stories. But that particular thing which is covered with red, me as an art teacher, I have experienced many children doing it. Um, so I mean, see, for an adult, it would be just one white pepper. Na, they would have just put one flat color. That's how we see it. But then each child, I've seen children come up with beautiful thoughts. Like one of the child did completely blue. I'd given him a sandpaper. He'd done it completely blue, and he said it's he started drawing a whale, and by the time he finished, it was completely blue. And for him, it was like the whale swam away. But for me, it was just like, paper, he's just filled blue color. And I've had another experience where a child on a slate had, not a single area he had left black. He had just filled with white chalk. And when I asked, that looks really big, I had to really show my interest because the child was put down all the time. ಅವ್ನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಗೀಚ್ತಾನೆ ಕಲರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ these kind of things, but then I had really had to animate, this looks really interesting, what is it? He said majjige. So like that, certain things, you have to be little dramatic to check with the child. And so I was really curious to know what was that red thing. He's like completely put it and filled it up. Something would be running in the mind. So It's interesting to know. Okay, so I think the other one is Lakshmi, Amoga's drawing, right? The two girls.
Yeah,
You
that is,
any thoughts about that?
yeah. So she wanted to do a puppet show. So, so what she says is, usually the puppets are very small in size. So she wanted to do puppets which are really big and real life. And she only drew the faces and the neck, and she had done a lot of different outfits. So each time they go out or they go on a party, she'll keep the face
Okay.
intact and she keeps changing the bottom portion.
Clothes,
So
is it?
I think
yeah,
Amoga is next to you. She's sharing. Does she
yeah,
wants to talk?
Did you hear a shoo shoo shoo?
Amoga, you
yeah.
want to share your thoughts quickly? What made you draw these two girls?
I had already drawn them. I cut them out to do some things. So I thought we can just make real life puppets. So I just, in the same book, I just kept the dresses, the clothes, them, so I don't lose. Same everything you can change. I've done shoes,
Wow.
pants, everything.
And why two girls, Amoga?
Do you have a story to it?
Yeah,
Still thinking.
still
Okay.
thinking.
Make a
Okay.
story out of it, out of these two characters. You got the characters.
Yeah, I wanted to make, but I didn't get the mind.
Hmm.
They're friends. Are they of same age?
I know. The one with the green, that is elder, according to me.
Okay. Okay. Do let us know when you create the story around it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amoga.
Thank you. Yeah. And the bottom line drawing, I forgot which child's was it. Is it Hasini's? Or
Hasinis is the painting with the tree.
okay. Okay. Purna, you can share your thoughts if you remember any, any conversation when Hasini was doing that.
I don't remember. I was doing something and she came and she took over my paper there. I was the tree was done by me and she made that blue, all those colors was done by her. I don't remember exactly what was the thought.
Okay.
But since I was doing, she took the paper and I went to the another paper.
I have a similar painting at my back. Maybe you can also keep checking later on. What was this? ನೀನೆಲ್ವಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಏನಿದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ and all that you can check later on sometime.
Yes. Yeah, I'll check with her.
Yeah, that keeps happening every time she asks me wants to participate in the same sheet where her mama is drawing. So she wants to either take it off or she's in a not good mood to paint, then she'll not allow Purna. So
Her also to paint.
that you have been.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened. She'll snatch the paper, pen, take off the paper and throw it somewhere else out of my reach. Sometimes she'll destroy those things also. She'll tear and she'll say it is not good. I don't like that.
Okay. Okay. So we'll bring about that also, like, if you don't like it, it's okay, but do not destroy my work.
Mm.
Later. Okay, I'm really sorry. I forgot whose work is done by the marker pen.
That is Sadvika's.
Sadvika's.
I was thinking Sadvika, yeah.
And the girl as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So any thoughts about
The girl one I don't remember, but that marker pen is a story. She has narrated. She told me a story. So where that fisherman will live in a small hut, he will get a magic power, and he will get
Savita, we lost you. Savita, are you speaking?
I think the internet connection isn't.
We
She's
lost
joining
her.
back. Now I think she joined back.
yes.
Huh.
No, that black one is a story. She narrated a story which she heard from her teacher. So in the story, the fisherman lives in a small house and goes up to palace. So that is the architecture of all that what he lived. That girl drawing, I don't remember. I don't remember what she said. The full story she told and drew that for the black one.
Beautiful. What made me attracted? What attracted me is that there is no like judgments on how to draw this, how to draw that. So free flowingly, she's drawn with the confidently, that too with the marker pen. Just so clear picture what is there in the mind, and the story, like now when you share the feedback of clarity, and they're able to express it, like so many times we foresee it, but then it's so important to know what they or they have expressed it. Really nice. Of course, children get overpowered with trying to draw the cartoons and all that. But then I always encourage them to come up with their own characters, their own stories, so that they can implement that in their own style. So somewhere we can, the Chinese and Japanese, those cartoons are overpowering in children these days. Like the way they make the eyes and nose and mouth and all that. So when I'm just, this is just an information I'm just giving you guys. Just be aware that you can encourage them to do something really original. uh, if they get appreciation, they will be motivated to do that. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so yes, this is again my children's work, exploring art as a tool for planning. Okay, so the left side is Abhav's routine. He's 9 years old, and he has somehow time is very abstract for him. So that's the reason we made two clocks, and whatever the night part, the colors what he chose, those colors I used to draw the clocks. The daytime also he chose the colors, but then the whole entire activity from morning 7:30, 6:30 to the night going to bed, all that was composed by him. And again, art is a very beautiful tool to do the planning, and you know in fact, Sunita can take couple of sessions only on planning, like how to plan uh, your days and time budget and all that. So this was very interesting. Like um, he's done his online teacher sitting here inside the computer. He's made the online teacher, and he's observed his hairstyle and all that, and how actually he's sitting. And he's just the teacher is teaching him brain gym, so he put a small brain, like, that gym sort of gymming sort of a thing. All those things were like very interesting for me to see, because he chose not to use words to express his planning, but he chose to express through drawing. And when we did this, almost we managed 2 to 3 weeks of this schedule. He was able to, on his own, he was able to follow this schedule. He used to go back. I put it up on the fridge. He used to go back, see what's the time and all that. So now it's like, evening 6 o'clock, you should be back home no matter what, where you are. You have to come back home. He's able to see the watch and he's coming back home. Otherwise, it was a lot of confusion between morning 6 o'clock, evening 6 o'clock, and that thing. With this activity, I was able to clear a little bit of his time confusions. And what you see onto the right side is something. Atharva is a swimmer. My elder son is a swimmer, and um, he chose to go for competitions alone through the school. And most of the time, the other students' parents used to accompany them. But he was very particular that both me and my husband was not supposed to go. As young as, I think he started doing that since he was first standard. Since he was the only child going there without the parents, he had a lot of challenges, and he used to like end up in fights, or somebody would irritate him and all that. He would lose focus and all that. So something he came up with. I had to help him draw. I drew a little bit of this thing, what he wanted to achieve, with all that frustration, that the day he had attended a competition and he came back home very frustrated, and he drew this particular thing, what he wants to achieve in the next swimming competition. We totally forgot about it. We had totally forgotten. For me, as a facilitator, it was his anger and it was his annoyance, was like, let me just calm him down by doing this. So here what we did, instead of seeing what happened and cribbing and complaining about what happened, we saw the future. Okay, in future, what is that you want to achieve? How is that you want to do? Where is that you want to focus? And so he's like, he I always used to give this example for him about Sachin Tendulkar. In the entire stadium, if he has to score 100, so many people are there for him to disturb, but he has to stay focused. So that's why he's written Sachin, and all those little things. He's winning, and some people are showing thumbs up, some people are clapping. And this was the record timing he wanted to achieve with that particular stroke. And we totally forgot. After 1 year, he achieved all of this timing, and we were not aware of it at all. And later on, sometime when we go back and see it, then he told me that he's already crossed this timing in his swimming. So I just want to bring in here the difference between visualization and imagination. So when I say visualization, there is always a referral point. You have a referral point of what you would have experienced in the past. Based on that, you visualize further. Okay, and so you have all the information, you would have already seen what has happened, and then you will know, okay, this has happened, and I want this to happen again, or I don't want this to happen again. And then you will be visualizing, and you will be planning and all that. So that is called visualization, like you have a referral point. When I say imagination, it's purely your creation. Purely your creation. So when here Atharva's map, achieving 36, 38, 40 was like highly impossible targets. When he did, it was an highly not achievable targets. Okay, so it was that he imagined um, without any referral points, like, if I do this, then only I will do that. If I follow this, then only I'll be able to reach that goal. No referral point. It's just that I feel like doing this, I feel like doing that, this new things which nobody has done before, I want to do it. That is called imagination. So just that, just for your knowing what is visualization, what is imagination. So you can just play around with it when you are daydreaming, or when you're planning, or when you're thinking of something to create. You could just work it out on this. Yeah. Anything you want to ask? I take it further. Yes. So again, art as a tool by learning observation. So here I want all of your participation. What all can we bring in here by use for observation? What all can we teach through observation and drawing? So can you just share what you think about, and what are your thoughts? What are your ideas? Where all can you include? Can you just share?
These are going for a photo
They got, they got selected.
So let's see what should I mix it.
Oh, I thought Lakshmi was saying something.
I actually didn't get your question, Ranti.
Okay, now art as an observation. Okay, so when I say observation here, I would say using art to teach something. Okay, so I just want your thoughts so that it will help you implement it. Like if you want to use art to teach something, what all can you bring in is what I want to know.
Maybe language.
Can you share more? How language?
Mm. When you're drawing something, we can create a story around it. Then when you are creating a story, you are bringing in words. It could be a regional language or English. A lot of new words are coming. Then you can associate the drawing with something that you are seeing, or you want to see, or something like that.
So you're saying vocabulary, improving vocabulary by observation.
Giving new words.
Yeah.
Learning to express, in a sentence, or see what they have drawn has to be told. Means they have to speak 3-4 lines. Means so much of expression is there, no? That way.
Okay. Anybody else?
Ranjini, can you repeat your question?
My question is, when you're using art as a tool, how can you bring in some learning here or some teaching here through observation?
Okay.
So probably we can, if now from the picture that I can see, when you have kids and I don't know, it's something like a bug or whatever you all had. So we can tell them, to physically count how many legs are there and how the eyes are. And if it has even I don't know what to say, but yeah, just the body, what colors do they see, and how they want you to draw the legs, or how many legs are there, how many hands are there, how is the tail, how is the skin like that, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I mean, with my way of, helping my son, many times I can't put it in words, okay? Like any drawing or so, I draw in his presence. He'll continue that without any words.
Okay. What would he continue? He'll build upon your drawing, yes.
Either, yeah, he'll continue the drawing or he'll start with his stories for that. Uh, but if I want to teach him anything, we are quite silent at that time.
Hmm. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, as I have observed, teaching her anything, if I have to teach, explain, that doesn't give any concentration to Hasini. Say, oh, what she's telling something. So when the art comes, whatever we want to explain about a topic or anything, so it will be easily grasped, and attention seeks attention from the kid, and easily it will be understood by the kid. And so whatever they, and also when we make them to make a art, what they understood, so we can we can be acknowledged that how much it has been absorbed by the kid, what how much it has been received by the kid.
So visually, you're giving the information, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ranjini, I was thinking, can we just take one example of any one parent who's trying to teach something to the child?
Yeah. I was about to tell the same.
Anything that you
Just take
guys
any topic. One of you can just take any topic and see how you can put it across through art.
No, well, let's all of us give ideas. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Anything that you're now thinking that I want to teach this to my child. So all of us can share our thoughts and ideas, and we have a bunch of ideas to implement then.
Yeah, so just when we told about language, so I just something popped up in my mind, so I just shared that picture in WhatsApp group. So
You've sent something.
Canada, in Canada. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, just true for teaching some language when it came to language. So something which I had shown earlier just came to cross to my mind. I just shared in the group. So with picture, the letters with picture, so that maybe little bit easy for
Writing,
kids
you're
to
saying.
memorize. Yeah. And the one other thing which we are trying in other group, cartoon group, is like just hiding some of the words in your drawings and asking them to find out. Okay, this we were playing as adults. Okay, just thought like we can also try with small words. Like give a picture and try to ask them to find some small words in that through that picture, something like that.
So, what is the objective? To recognize the letters, or
Yeah, to recognize. Make it interesting using art or drawing to make the so that they can learn the letters, creating the curiosity or interest in them.
anybody else? Do you want to bring up a topic and then we can just explore art through that?
How about recognizing alphabet only? And anyway, Chetan has given that idea. How about everybody think of different ways of bringing this concept? Recognizing. I was thinking, what do you think, Ranjini? Have any other thought?
Yeah, I felt we could go a little beyond
Beyond the letters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking that. For example, rainbow.
Or it can be where does the rain come from? Or it can be,
Clouds, different kinds of clouds.
yes.
Probably you will get a better idea if you just explain this picture. What you see here, we have some 3D uh, toy bugs over here, but the objective for us to deliver to the children was totally the biology of the bug. Where does the bug come from, and where does the legs come from, and the entire thing was covered, be it vocabulary. We gave them new words like, all the insects has 6 legs. If it is 8 legs, then it's not called insect. So insects has 6 legs, and all the 6 legs has to come from the thorax. So they understood, they learned new word, they learned the facts about the insect, and every other small aspects, fact and scientific aspects of uh, about the bug was introduced through the art form. For children, they are just thinking that ma'am is teaching us some art, and I am going to draw this bug, and I am using dot stippling technique to color this. That's all the child would know. But indirectly, we are feeding them all the information, which is like, it's not the chalk and board method what happens, but then there's some important information given to the child through art. And without even, the child doesn't even realize that, a lot of, somebody is teaching science there, or somebody is teaching math here. The child is just in the art class doing the art, but then he or she is gaining all this knowledge. So this is the objective. So based
Here,
on this, can you just, think beyond language and see what
yeah.
you can get.
Here, I think I would like to share with Lakshmi's permission. She had recently posted one of Amoga's drawing, I think, where they were about the history facts about the whatever the
Akbar.
rule.
Yeah, Akbar.
Yeah. So yeah, Akbar and Birbal. So I mean, when I was that age, I think history was the most difficult for me because I just couldn't remember like who the wives was. They'll have to add it to our misery. They used to have 5 wives, 10 wives. So who's the brother? Who's the father? So I felt that was really nicely written where you draw him, how his features are. So I think even that time we had to learn even how their features was, or whatever they owned, and who the grandmother was, who the grandfather was, who, how many children they had. So if you write it like a family tree, like how we do now for kids and all, family tree. So who's your uncle, who's your auntie, what's your grandmother's name? So he, Akbar, Birbal are just like another boy like you. He also will have mother, father, children, grandmother, grandfather. So that way, and one drawing, and how how their caps would be, how their sword was,
Yeah.
how they used to dress up. His pant, t-shirt was like this, how he used to wear like. So I
Yeah,
think
the
that
culture, everything.
The
Yeah.
culture, the costume. Yeah, there's a
could
lot of
register
information
them.
being delivered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the
observation.
way what she had shared about Amoga, if I had knew that, I think I would have got little more in history. And
I liked history little more.
it's a little too late for me, but I can try for my children.
Yeah. Yeah, don't bother about how are you drawing and all that. You can
Yeah,
always
just the structure of that, probably the structure is what I think will register in their mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
I think we also used it for a map. Sometime that the children had to go around and look around places, and they also did a map from Giggles to their house, what all they see. So while coming, they saw some bakery, bus stand, and then there was a house where there was a dog. So all those observation while going and coming back. So it was more like a Google map. So that was also to understand the direction we could use. We had used observational drawing.
Yeah.
Very
See, this
nice.
is just that, when we discussed about this when we did the brain gym, how to bring in the right brain aspect to learning, so it remains as a long term memory. So the children at that point of time, they're doing art, but a lot of things is being stored in their mind. And then probably when they read again, or when they are in school, this kind of thing happens much later in the grade, like in the when the biology zoology starts, but they just get it, like, yes, it's thorax, it is six legs and stuff like that. And in Giggles also, we've kind of explored a lot of such topics, like about lungs, how the lungs breathe in, breathe out, and about clouds. So many things we have done it through art. But then for the child, it is only doing some artwork or a craft work, but lot of information has been fed in the child's mind, which will remain as a long term memory. That's the strongest point we can use through art. It remains as a long term memory. You can bring in a little, don't make every learning activity into a art, but then you can bring in once in a while. You can just be very clear with the objective, what you want to deliver, what you want to put in, what information you want to put, and how you're going to drive through it. Don't make every activity into a learning this thing. So like that's the reason I've been talking about all the aspects, where all you can use art, in what way you can use art. That's why I'm bringing all of that. So here again, you can try such things. Still, if anybody wants to talk about a topic and bring it up through art, you can bring it up, or I can go to the next slide.
I will have to try the clock system as from your drawing to Hasini, because she doesn't know the differentiation between the midnight and the day. She want to go out at 9 o'clock, or she want to play at the midnight 1 o'clock. And one more thing, I want to make her know her what is the pain of others. That someone is not a toy, not well. She has to understand that they are not well. We should not disturb personally a person. So
Yeah,
this,
now you're putting too many things in one aspect.
yeah.
So for now, you can just break it. Okay, teaching time is one objective.
Hmm.
Not to trouble a person who's not well is totally a different thing. Now, don't club all of it to one, and
Mess up.
jumble up. So when you are calm, you're in a very joyful space, then you bring in the concept of time.
Mhm.
And I still feel she's a little young for it, but no harm in trying. You can show her videos, the earth rotating and all that. So I think she's still young for time, but then you can have this in mind. So there are different things. You break it up into, smaller objectives, and take one at a time.
Yeah,
And
sure.
also, let's do it not to fix the child or not to change. I mean, have some instant solution. Rather, we can bring these are the tools for exposure. These are the tools to just give different taste, different learning methodologies for the children. So it should not become one more tool to fix the child.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Right.
when Ranjani is talking about time and Abhav is 9, there was a need from Abhav also to understand the time. And she also felt that now he has now I think he's asking for it, so let's go for it. And there was more of involvement with the child rather than Ranjani coming and sitting, okay, listen to this, this is what it is, how it is. It was more coming from, okay, what do you think? When is this time? How does it look outside? How is it inside? What are the things we do? So, more of prompting the questions for the child to think, and more drawing use for the child to also share his or her observation. Okay. And here again, a bug is one way, and it's not just one. Okay. This is one way of bringing science, element, biology, and there are other ways also to do it. So yeah, just want to make sure that we don't use it as just another tool to fix the child because there's some problem with my child, and because she doesn't know this or he doesn't know this.
Thank you,
just
Sunita.
just be very organic. Go with your spirits. Today let's do this, or just be very organic with your exploration. Okay, and here this is a very beautiful part, learning math. Here children, you know they came, we asked them what are the shapes, okay, so they drew the circle, square, rectangle and all that, and then we told, can you all put it together and then make something. So one child made an elephant putting all the shapes together, and the rest followed. But you can see here, there are, this boy drew a lot of shapes, and the same shapes has been composed into an elephant. Just the reinforcing and making math fun. Of course, there is a lot of math art. You can browse. You can just Google. You will get a lot of ideas. Just Google it as math art itself. You will have a lot of activities where you can introduce children math, the concepts of math through art. Here also, she wanted to use 5 circles, and they had their own story and all that. And end of the day, when they composed it, just the shapes could create such a beautiful piece of art. So this is again art, learning language through art. This was again story about a tree, and this is about a baobab tree which stores like some 1500 liters of water in its trunk. So it's a very special tree. So children were really fascinated to know about that tree, and then they created their own tree, the story of their own trees. What if things would be like this? And it had something to do with God creating that tree in that particular way. So then there was these curious questions thrown to the children. What if you were a god and you had to create a tree? And it is like, there is a metaphor, like, give the toughest job to the laziest person, they will come with the easiest solution. So these kids were like, yeah, it's so boring, to go to for apples, you have to go to the apple tree. For mangoes, you have to go to the mango tree. Why we would create a tree which would give all the fruits at all the time. And then the whole concept of discussion, that's why you can see the trees with all the kinds of fruits in it. It's not just one kind of fruit. And then there was the session continued with lot of debate and discussions, like why is it so, why is that apple trees will give only apples and mangoes gives only mangoes. So a lot of discussions and a lot of thought-provoking questions. Children were, I was just witnessing this entire class. I think it went for 2 3 classes, the same concept, and there was a lot of debate and a lot of information. They would come prepared for the next class with all the information. And children who are inclined towards understanding the science, they would talk to me about seasons and the sunlight, why, how it impacts the growth of the tree. And children who are like, in a fiction world or a fantasy world would just describe like, no, my tree is magical and all that. So it was a mix of all these things, the language, the facts and the math, and all of that was brought up. Along with that, we got in the new words vocabulary, all big words, and the spellings was learned. And memory skills, we tried memory skills to remember. If you see on the blackboard, there is words written from 1 to 10. So children memorized by playing a game. They was showing that back to the board, and then they had to read out all the words. So a lot of reinforcement, learning, supporting each other. This was a class which I really cherished till today, because it was so much of organic learning, and I just sat there and witnessed it. So it was just one thought, which one curious question brought in so much of possibilities and learning in the children. And yeah, of course, this is really, I really want to mention here, this is Prema's daughter. Prema, I mean, most of you know who Prema is. And uh, I teach mind mapping. So since she discontinued school for this particular year, so I just taught her how to remember her science and social studies. She's reading on her own, she's studying on her own. That this is the mind map she does every single day. She does one para or two paras of from her science textbook. She converts it into map like this, and she, wherever possible, she brings in the pictures. Wherever possible, she writes down. She does visualization, she does imagination. So all of that is integrated in one learning. So I don't teach her every single day or once in a week, once in a month. When I am free, she would just check, can I come, and she comes in. But of course, the child has that inner drive to learn. But here I'm bringing it here, like how to make. And uh, the textbook what she's referring is NCRT textbooks, and how she's converting it into a very joyful experience. Every day 4 p.m. I get her maps and what she's practiced, and what are the information she's locking it into her mind. And when she comes home, I just choose one of randomly, I'll take one of the maps and I'll ask her to talk about lithosphere or something else. She is able to remember, maybe not in detail, but then she's able to remember, huh, this is this one, this is that, and these are the different atmosphere levels and all that. She's able to remember. She's in 7th standard. I'm really proud of how she's committedly doing that. But apart from that, for us to know is how to make it more colorful and interesting, and a way of remembering information. Um, so really proud of this child. And see, everything is like, about Asia, Africa, and the different atmosphere. Anything you give her, now she's able to break it into small information, and she creates a mind map out of it. So even if she has to like write an exam or something like that, all she has to do is go back to her maps and just refer, okay, this is what it is, this is what it is, this is what it is. Maybe she might have a little bit of challenge in remembering the spellings, but she's understood the capacity of learning on her own and understanding the subject is being created here. Yes. Last but not the least, I think I really stressed you all with, you can do that, this, that with art, but doing art just to do art, just to have fun, just to mess up, just to enjoy, just to scribble. Uh, just do art. Yeah. That's also a part of doing. So that is, I found this picture very interesting. Purna is doing something, Chetan is doing some art, and Hasini is also doing that. There is no hidden, there is no objective, there is no agenda. It's just that the whole family is just doing art. I just love this picture. So exploring art to just spend some time together and have fun. So I will conclude with this. Art is as natural as sunshine and as vital as nourishment, by Marianne Cole. Marianne Cole is one of the art gurus I follow to bring in art in education. And she's also brought in a lot of learning through art. So I conclude my art as a tool session over here. If you have any doubts or if you want to know anything, you can just ask me.
Yeah, I want to say art bringing some patience, some concentration, a lack of concentration, observation. So I see myself developing the observation and concentration, that I can see that focus in my work also when I started doing this. And also this art was one of the thing will be in every child inner, it will be hidden inner, or it is like a craving we want to do. So when we started, it is coming out, erupting out from within us, and showing some directions also in
Yeah.
and honor the other things. And I have to thank you a lot for you both.
Welcome. Yeah. So just start exploring, just like how you explore different kinds of cooking. You can explore art as well. Yeah. Yes. Anybody wants to ask you? I finished it 10 minutes early. First time. Although I took three sessions to talk about this topic. No questions? Okay, I'll give you a task. Okay, since it's Valentine's month, let's do Valentine's art for each other and we can post it up on WhatsApp. Chetan, you must do it for your bosses.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
they need some love.
Just do those Buddha doodles and send lot of love, compassion, appreciation. Make them feel really high on love.
And one thing is like it has the we feel some things like the last slide which you showed us just be okay sometime back, but now recently what we are trying to do is like we are trying her to give as an alternative. She's watching too much cartoon or TV board at home. So we are trying to bring as alternative. That time she'll just push back, feeling like no, I don't want. So we need to find a way to without disturbing her interest to just to bring it in slightly inside so that we have to.
Yeah, I want to say today's situation. I speak.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, today we got up late. Me and Asini. She doesn't. She knows today is Saturday. She doesn't allow me to get up. So I was hungry. So I had to prepare food. She said cartoon, TV. As soon as she get up, that's the most irritating thing to me. So what I said, what you want, I will prepare that in the kitchen. You go, I'll go this way. You go up, prepare anything for me. Do some drawing or do any craft work and do it for me. She'll cut something, she'll paste it on something and she'll do. Or today, okay, she said she did this. She asked me which color you want. What for what? She said the papu from the egg. It's hatching. Okay, I said flamingo color. For what I asked, then she's telling for the egg, papu. So, and I see she did one more now, and she gave me this. She's telling one is sisters. They both are sister it seems. So
Okay.
I said, why you are getting that thought? She's telling you and I will be playing sisters, right? So the one is this, one is that, and it is not coming out of egg. It is coming out of stomach. So she takes me as a sister than as a mother. So this was one of her art hatching. The bird is hatching.
Okay.
So just this
Good
was
that
one.
you could divert her successfully.
Yeah, but after that she came back with only for lesser time. She was pissing me. She
That's okay.
didn't
That's a
allow me.
baby step.
Yes. And I am now able to use my mind like before. When she was 1.5 years, I used to make my mind. So nowadays, while climbing stairs, I'll ask, "Ee betta atod yengappa yaar first betta attatarappa?" I can't lift her and go. So when she has tumba tantrum idaga, I'll do that. So I'm just coming back to myself. I see that changes also using my mind. Tricks.
You started having fun, Purna. That's nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Good.
So one of the art helps TV time today's.
Yeah, that TV jate gudata is there on and off. It'll be there. Yes. So anything else? Savita, Lakshmi, Sanjana, Nikita.
Art is something quite difficult for me, so it is very hard to teach the kids with this actually. I mean, though it is effective, I do not know how well I can use it. So I'll have to start working on this.
So I would rather say, can you just delete one word from your sentence? How well can I use it in the well tegedbittu? How can I use it? Just delete that word well. It so happened in one of my art sessions with children. We were all busy drawing, and it was very silent and it was very quiet in that session. So I asked, can somebody sing and entertain? This is really boring for we really had to fill up a lot of area just by one color. So children were getting little bored and all that. So I said, can somebody sing so that we can finish coloring? So everybody said, no, I don't want to sing. I am a bad singer and all that. So then we were like, okay, let's sing badly so that, when you sing bad, then we'll be like, just stop it, we can finish our work quickly. So the more quicker we finish, the span of singing will be smaller. So then it was such a musty fun. Everybody started singing. How to sing bad was a thing, and everybody started singing badly. We started braying like donkeys. We started singing without any filters and all that. See, anything can be like, if you just give a little bit thought, you can convert it into uh, something which can be useful to you, but be if you can convert it into humor or objective driven, whatever, it should just support you. So just tickle your mindset and change that.
Or the other way, maybe like learn along with your child. There is nothing that you should know everything to teach. Uh, there is not that art was not something we all are comfortable. Only few people are comfortable. So we can say, okay, now I don't know. Can we learn together? Can we teach each other? Can we figure out? Can you tell me how to draw? I'll do this, you do this. Let's see how it comes up.
And
And
in
this is one
the
tool.
word
Yeah.
yet also, that
Yeah.
really worked in my house with my children. It's like I can't do to, I don't know to do yet. So that means I am stepping out to learn further in future.
Yeah, I agree with what Sunita said too. What works with me with Nidhi and Nakul is me showing them that I too don't know. And then they get that thing, oh, she doesn't know. Okay, wait, I'll teach you. And then they sit and the moment I ask them, what is this? Do you know it? The way the body language will be, and the moment I say, I don't know, you have to teach me. I really don't know about this. Did your ma'am teach you this? The way they teach me back is very different. So what has worked for me is sometimes showing them that I too don't know this, and sometimes is acting dumb. So how do I open this? I don't know. Or how to draw this. Has is this correct what I'm writing? So that has helped me. Probably with for their age, I can use that trick that even I too don't know. And I'm sitting there to learn with you both. So that has worked for me.
Mm. I still have I too don't know moments even with Atharva, even.
Yeah. I think from their textbooks, I think really they will know a little more than what we know, really, with age and,
Yes.
so they definitely, there will be moments that we don't know.
Yeah.
So the sense of responsibility becomes much more when they know that even the other person doesn't know, and, I've seen that in kids.
Mm. Yeah. And you're empowering them to be more confident.
Confident, yeah. True.
One thing lately I've observed is I normally start acting dumb, but these days it is like my son feels he knows everything. Will that stop him from learning? I mean, this thought came to my mind. So, I mean, the situation is quite appropriate. I felt so unfair.
What do you think? Will it stop him from learning?
I really don't know. I'm blank.
Okay. As of now, I will say observe.
Actually, contradicting to what I said, I kind of agree with what Sanjana said. One of my kid also is like that, where she feels that if I'm trying to explain something, the kind of reaction I get from her is like, hello, I already know this, but I'm not interested to tell you. But okay, fine, I know all this. So I usually get very angry, because in that kind of thought, you actually miss out on learning it. S- So I want to put that across to Nidhi, saying, first you grasp things in an open mind, then you show that you know. But she's too small to understand that. ನನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನು. So that really pisses me off sometimes. I get very angry that first you learn, I feel that. So how to put it across, I don't understand at times.
They will learn when they decide to learn.
Yeah.
And frankly to say, I stopped making her homework or teaching her. I asked Chetan, you are our master, you can do whatever. I am not going to teach her. I have given up. So whenever she wants, I'll teach her. Same thing with Hasini.
What is the expectation from the child?
So
Sanjana, Nikita.
we expect them to listen what we say. We are not ready
One,
to listen what they want.
that is one expectation. And Sanjana, Nikita, when you are saying that they say I know it all. So
Yeah.
what is the expectation there?
But they don't want any more information on this one.
That's assumption or a conclusion?
Not, it's not conclusion, it's assumption. Like,
Okay.
now you're trying to make me understand something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು ಸುನೀತಾ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ. So, what is your assumption about me that time?
Right now
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ
you
ಬೇಡ,
feel,
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೌದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು.
yeah. So that
How
means
do you
right now
continue
you
the
are,
conversation with me when I'm
yeah. So
telling?
yeah. So right now you are saying, Nikita, I know. That means I don't have to tell you anything right now. Right now you're not in a space to receive anymore.
Yeah.
So what is the need for me to still make you understand? Why is that I still want you to get it right away?
Get it right away is okay, but back of your mind, you as Sunita know that Nikita doesn't know it,
No,
or
I don't know. I'm assuming that you don't know. Why don't I trust that you maybe you really know?
like, okay, you can ask. Okay, you don't want to tell me, right? Why don't you write it? Why don't you write it, or why don't you show it to your father?
Yeah.
Some other options,
Here,
some other alternatives. Maybe I'm not comfortable to tell you. Maybe I will tell
correct,
my dad. Okay,
correct.
but I am
So
not.
here the need is for me to know, me to prove that Nikita does not know. I am very much bent upon proving that you are not, don't know, but you are saying you know.
Okay.
So that way, do I encourage you or do I discourage you?
At certain
It's a
point it is
clear.
okay, but for everything, if you continue doing like that,
And is
every
that
time
everything? I'm
how it
cutting
can
you
be
here.
encouraged, how it can
Yeah.
be encouraged if it is every time. Like once in a while, of
Yeah.
course, I have my moods. Now maybe today I don't feel like talking to you. Tomorrow morning I might tell you. But if I tell you every time to actually avoid that having that conversation with you, so you know that
Okay.
there's some blockage there. Why
So there are
she's
two
not open?
things. There are two things here. One thing, I'm bringing your knowledge to the judgment that you have everything and every time. Okay, these words are showing that there is a judgment that this is what they'll do. Okay.
Okay.
Second thing is, now you as Nikita is challenging me, Sunita, to find different ways to get your interest.
Okay.
Now I as a facilitator, I'm growing.
Yeah.
So now how else can I bring this topic, or how else can I talk about this? Which tool do I use? Drawing? Do I use
Yeah.
story?
That's
Do I
what.
use music? So now
Correct.
I am growing as a facilitator,
Facilitator. What other
right?
ways you can probably explore to make me open up?
Exactly,
You know?
exactly. So one
Because
way
it's a
is I
clear
go,
communication from the child that I'm not interested.
Yeah. Okay.
so how are you making them interested as a facilitator, like Ranjini said?
Facilitator. Okay.
So there is one thing. One is I go into judgment that, okay, they always do this. They're always like that. They're not interested. They always find reasons. I'm so pissed with them. I'm so that with them. I'm this with them. The other
Yeah.
extreme is, oh my God, I'm not good. I don't know drawing. I don't know art. I'm not good in my parenting. My children also don't listen to me. So these are the two extremes that we usually go into. So the
Yeah.
reason why Ranjini and me are bringing different tools is you choose what tool you want to use where, right? Maybe now I want to say I don't know. Now I say I think I know about it. Let me just finish and then you can give about what you want to say. Now I want to use art. Now I want to use brain gym. So there are different tools and at different scenarios, different incidents that you can use.
Okay.
When you keep it time driven, it is really going to stress you guys up.
Sorry, Ranjini, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, break ಆಯ್ತು.
I said when you keep it time driven, that's when it stresses you more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I want to teach this at this time.
Yeah.
This time the child has to learn by then.
Yeah.
correct.
the time driven, the time machine will, I mean, the time bell will be ringing.
Yeah.
That really.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Yes,
I
he's
think
still not
is
learned. Yeah.
what keeps pushing you back of your mind, is like triggering point. The you go on getting fourth answers wrong, fifth answers wrong, and then you're like losing out time. Actually, after a very, very long time, yesterday I happened to sit with them for an hour. An hour is what I thought. But when I saw the clock, it was already 2 hours plus. So yesterday I was able to sit that way with a calm mind because it was Friday night. Right. So the somehow this point which Ranju you just said also just came to my mind last night, that because I did not have that, I was not time bound, I was able to give little that okay, that's okay, and maybe tomorrow we'll sit because tomorrow Saturday, Sunday. So like that time driven also will
Yeah.
trigger you. Yeah.
That's a very good valid point, Nikita. See, one
Yeah.
is time driven, two is
Yeah.
our mindset is making the difference. I
Difference.
am
Correct. Correct. Correct.
pressurized, I am
Yeah.
stressed, I am pissed, I am worried, I am anxious, whether the
Exactly.
whatever the reason be. Maybe the
Yeah.
child, there's no problem that the child will learn, not learn,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So our approach, our mindset, our space of
Definitely.
mind,
Yes.
uh, where am I coming from? Am I
Yeah.
fixing the
Yeah.
child? Am I having fun bringing this topic? Am I
Correct. Correct.
irritated with? And that's okay.
Correct.
Even if you're irritated, that's okay. But do I want to solve the problem right now?
Yeah.
Right now, the child has to understand.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Right? So
Yeah.
that's a very good point that you brought.
Yeah.
That it's our space of mind,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
child. If the
Child.
child is
Correct.
not learning, not responding, not reacting, not
Correct.
giving back, then there is something I can do differently.
Correct. Correct. So
So
of
they
late,
immediately
yeah.
they immediately giving you a score, rejected, accepted.
Correct, exactly. Because this happened to me because last night I thought today morning I'm actually alone from morning. My husband's out for a match. So I thought it's just me and the kids today. So I will sit with them at least for an hour in the morning. But somehow from morning I'm not in a good space. And I personally know it that, I'm not in a good space in my mind today. So I did not even want to get them to both of them to come and sit with the books, and because I knew it will translate to both of them when I sit with that
Yeah,
1 hour.
Yeah.
So I
good
didn't
good
even go
choice.
there, and I just let them be, and we just went down cycling, and I just wanted to while away that time, and not I didn't want anyhow for that to be translated to them. So at least I'm just happy that I'm in a space that I could realize that it will affect both of them also. And yeah, that much is
That's
progress
that's
from me.
that's
That's
very
it today
good. That's
for today.
very good. Really very good, Nikita. You're
That is the progress for today, though I am just on my bed, not doing anything today. So that's the thing today. Thank
It's like at least you stopped overwhelming yourself and getting into
you.
guilt.
Exactly. Yeah. All the more because I think again I would take that, okay, this is the next problem I have in my life. So it would just be like pulling all the, another one. So I just let it be. So it was okay. All's good. And my husband tells another thing. So probably, you don't have to push them to learn all this today itself. So they have all their life. So just, let them be. And that is one thing he keeps telling me. Today they did not learn, tomorrow they will learn, or after 10 days they'll learn, or after a month they'll learn. So that is what I keep thinking to myself, that you don't have to learn everything by end of day today. So that way.
Each one's learning style is also different, so we really don't know. It keeps unfolding as and when
Holding.
we
Okay.
experience the days ahead.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, shall we wind up
Yep.
this
I
session?
want my nap. I'm waiting. Sorry.
Sorry, you were saying something.
I'm waiting for my nap. So yes, please, I said. Just being honest.
Go and sleep off.
Sorry,
We
sorry.
we might have set some base also for you, no problem.
Yes, yes. No, 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 not that way. No, no.
Chetan, I saw you unmuting. You wanted to say something?
No, I'll keep it for the next session. I think we are already late. The same observation which has both with Hasini and me. So about making her homework or something. So I'll keep it for the next session. I think we are already late in this session.
Yeah, probably you can share it in the WhatsApp also.
Yeah, you can check the WhatsApp, and probably we can also give each other our ideas to solve, like how we did few weeks back. Somebody brought up something, and we were supporting each other. We can do that. Chalo, see you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow we are going to have a Masti Wala day. And we're having a mural workshop, so you'll get the updates.
Wow.
Yes, have a great time waiting for the pictures.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You,
Thank you.
see you all.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you
See you.
all.
Bye.
Bye. Happy weekend.
Thank you. See you.
To
Hello.